Hello everyone, welcome to Bruno's MMA show. So I've just watched one championship, No Surrender, this morning. Well, morning for me anyway. And it was a pretty cool martial arts event. Um, so I just had some thoughts on it, some thoughts I wanted to share, observations, even stuff that I was paying attention to in the sense that in the past I wouldn't have really noticed, but now that I have like this MMA show and all that, like I'm noticing little details that I didn't necessarily pay attention to before. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. I'm not gonna necessarily go through all of the fights in great detail, just like kind of like my quick observations, quick thoughts about the event. First of all, really cool to have one championship back. I'm a big fan. I like UFC. I like Bellator. I like one championship. But there's something about one championship. I really like the vibe of how they do things, and I appreciate that they're trying to like showcase different martial arts, not just MMA. Even though MMA is my favorite, I like pretty much all of the combat sports. Um, so it's cool that they kind of like showcase different fighters, different skills. Like not everyone like has to do specifically MMA to be on a big stage. So in boxing, I guess still the biggest stage, but like Muay Thai people, kickboxing, all that. It's cool stuff. And so yeah, it was kind of weird though because of the pandemic. It's like a closed door event, so you didn't have the normal rock event vibe that you get in a one championship, um, you know, event. So I keep repeating the word event. Um, so that's the thing that was kind of weird. Like you didn't get the usual, uh, like just like fighters coming out in front of the crowd. Like normally it's like this big thing, like very rock show style, and now it's kind of like more low key, even though they try to keep it in that vein as much as possible. So yeah, here are some observations I have about the whole thing. Um, Keep in mind again, quick thoughts. So first of all, I love one championship, but I found it was kind of weird how they really emphasized that they don't do draws, no draws. Like there has to be a winner declared, and I kind of get it on one side because so many combat sports have kind of been like we've seen draws that shouldn't have happened, but at the same time, like to me, it's even worse when it's a legit draw and they have to pick a winner. Like if draw's not even something that can happen, I think there's a level of unfairness there. I get it's satisfying to have like a clear winner, but what if there isn't a clear winner? What if it was really a draw? So there's that. Yeah. Then anyway, but that's a nitpick, really. That's a nitpick. Because normally you can always argue, at least for who won a fight. Um, One thing I did find kind of odd though is that one event, one No Surrender, had kickboxing and Muay Thai fights, and so obviously kickboxing is not the same as Muay Thai. Like in Muay Thai, you're gonna have like more clinching. You have the elbows that are allowed, but what I found kind of odd is in the Muay Thai fights, like the refs were always separating the clinch almost right away. So it kind of leaves you with this question of like, well, to me, if you don't let the clinch play out, because Muay Thai, like the standing grappling, is an important part of the sport. If you don't let the clinch play out, it's almost like it almost becomes like kickboxing but with elbows. Like that. That's the one difference. And what I think was interesting in one is that they allowed um, fighters to fight with 4-ounce gloves. So I thought for Muay Thai that was actually better than boxing style. Well, I mean, Muay Thai gloves are their own thing. They're not exactly boxing gloves, but the typical Muay Thai gloves are very similar to boxing gloves. I find, or they do the job, and I know it's the tradition, but at the same time, I feel like the 4-ounce gloves are better for clinching and all of that stuff. It allows for more of that stuff, and I find it weird how initially when I saw that I was thinking, oh, that's perfect, but then they didn't allow the clinch as much. And I get that they want to keep it fast tracked and exciting, but then it's if you don't allow the clinch, it's not Muay Thai. If you don't let it play out, it's kickboxing. So if um I don't know. It just like I understand that they want to make it fast paced and exciting, and even the fighters are aware that when they don't compete in Thailand, like more emphasis put in punches and kicks. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to see the refs let them clinch a bit more when it's Muay Thai, not kickboxing for sure, but when it's Muay Thai, they should let them clinch more, a bit longer, especially if they keep busy with it, which they always were. I don't remember any stalling. Well, okay, maybe in one fight, but the one where it was really like, to me, they kept separating them as soon as they clinched up, not even giving them a chance to really work, was the Super Leg and Pantayak fight. Um, that was it was odd. Yeah. Anyway, that again, a nitpick. Amazing events, but if I'm watching Muay Thai, like I do want to see the clinch. It's like I'm not watching kickboxing. They're different sports. Um, let's see. Um, yeah. So Stam Fairtex did an MMA fight. She lost her kickboxing belt recently to Janet Todd, and now she was in an MMA fight against Sunisas Risa. So yeah, like Stam Fairtex seems very comfortable with the grappling. And now, to be honest, I don't know the level of grappling of her opponent. I wasn't familiar with her. Um, so yeah, like I don't know what it says, but well, what it says is that Stam Fairtex is very comfortable with MMA and the grappling. But again, I don't know what level of grappling she was against, but she didn't seem to hesitate with the grappling, with like the punching someone on the ground and all that stuff. So that's interesting. I feel like they're obviously setting her up to be like a multi-sport athlete. Whereas, for example, Demetrius Johnson, well, initially he was talking about maybe doing some like kickboxing and stuff like that as well. Seems now to be more along the lanes of I'm gonna stick to MMA. So there's the one has this interesting thing going on where they can have like a multi-belt champion. They can have a champion with multiple belts, and they don't necessarily need to go to different weight classes. That can be a thing as well. So you could end up with a single athlete with a lot of belts if they start jumping classes and weight classes and do many different combat sports within the organization. That could be kind of funny. To have someone like holding like 3 or 4 belts at the same time and stuff. A possibility in one championship, so that makes it fun. Um, let's see. Yeah, the kickboxing fight, City Chai and Superbon, amazing kickboxing fight. And what was funny to me, this is, I don't even know if I should share this, what I found funny in the sense that it's only if you speak French, super bon. It's kind of like in French, it's like saying super good. So every time they're like super bon, it was like his name was super good in my head every single time. That was kind of funny to me, and maybe to francophones. And I'm not mocking his name. I just mean like in my head it was always like super good did this, like oh super good, amazing. Um, and let's see. Rotang and Pechtown. Muay Thai fight, really good. Again, not enough clinch work. Not enough clinch work. That nitpick again. They had another Muay Thai fight that was really good as well earlier in the night. And finally, the like the one so Pechmore Rakot and Yotsing Klai. Wow, that was cool. That was a cool fight. And for a while, I thought Yotsing Klai was gonna get it. I thought he was gonna win that one. I believe he was coming back, after his recent setbacks. I guess he lost another one, but he looked damn good. And I don't know, like again, that was for a Muay Thai belt, and there they did allow the clinch more. That's what I noticed, because the thing is that the champion, and sorry if I cheat with a notebook, Pechmorakat. Sorry that I should really learn the names. But Pechmorakat, I remember there was some controversy when he was in the one kickboxing Grand Prix because he won a fight, but it was kind of like he had clinched a lot, and that was a kickboxing Grand Prix. and from kickboxing rules, he shouldn't have been doing certain things, and they redid the fight. So he thought that he was going to be the winner of the $1 million, I think it was. Like he was on his way. I don't remember if that was the last fight or the penultimate. It's been a while. And then they had like they redid the fight, I guess against Giorgio Petrosian. Actually, I remember now. And Petrosian won the rematch under kickboxing rules, where it was like the judging was under proper kickboxing rules, and like so you know, Pechmorokot was using the clinch way too much in that first fight, and by kickboxing rules shouldn't have won, so they redid it. He didn't win, but the clinch is a huge part of his game, and he really canceled a lot of Yotsenklai's um, attacks with that clinch. And Yotsenklai did a lot of kickboxing for a bit, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that probably, like, you know, when you don't use the clinch as much, I think it affects how you. Yeah, obviously it has to. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I'm right there, but I guess Yotsenklai clinch game wasn't something he had used as much when he was doing kickboxing. Um, but yeah, in that fight they did allow the clinch more. So I don't know if it was because they give the benefit of the doubt to the not the benefit of the doubt, sorry, but they give some leeway to the champion, the current champion. I guess they did. But awesome night of events. I'm really enjoying that one championship is back. I like UFC, but you know, one championship I feel like has the same quality of events, and or even more when there's crowds and like they make it really epic and cool. But it's also, you know, it's free on YouTube, and it's one of those things like when people are like, "Oh, we lost Demetrius Johnson." Like, no, you didn't lose him. You just, like, you can still watch him on YouTube, and he's doing awesome fights. And if you know, like, now he's not behind a pay-per-view wall, you can even watch him for free. So, not that he wasn't this event, but I just mean generally speaking. Yeah. So anyway, got a few videos coming. I already had like a few videos I did with some guests that I've yet to edit and post. So you can look forward to at least 2 videos with guests coming very soon. And I'm keeping my eye. I'm gonna talk very soon about Bellator because they're gonna have a fight. Michael Chandler and Benson Henderson, like rematch. That's gonna be pretty cool. And also one championship is gonna have a Muay Thai tournament to see who's the next person to challenge for belt. So I love tournaments and Grand Prix. You know, it's just such a clean way to choose who's the was deserving, because everyone gets their chance. Like it's not a thing where you know you don't play favorites in a tournament. People show up and you know whoever wins wins. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching. See you all soon.